All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us tonight. This is just a team meeting for Sam and I's group. If you haven't seen already, we kind of call ourselves Team Rhino. Long story behind it, but basically rhinos have thick skin and stick through it and have grit and tenacity and drive, and it's just been something that my father kind of instilled in me. We always had rhinos growing up around the house, so something we just have, even in my last business, that we kind of adopted. But so that's this group basically. So the purpose of tonight that I wanted to call everybody together is because of the moment of time that we are in. And I'm really excited. I know it's this kind of period of anxiousness and change and, you know, the new device and all this stuff, but I am very, very excited because what we have in front of us. So you guys, I know everybody's been on here a different length of time. I have some people that have been with us since the beginning. I can't believe it's gonna be a year in February. That blows my mind. And have gone through lots with us, from the credit card stuff to the shipping stuff, and have really gone through the launch of a company in the US. So others have joined us more recently and are now just coming on and like, okay, that stuff, what? I never had to do with any of that stuff. And now we're all going through this change in devices. But it's a very, very exciting time because never before in history already has technology been in network marketing. But now we're going through, again, that, you know, changing from the next one device to the next generation device. Not that the LX is going away by any means, but we're just introducing a new product. So now we're navigating all that. And with doing something never been done before at the CES convention, you guys, like, that's going to be record breaking in this industry of network marketing. It's so huge, and I don't think everybody really appreciates the significance of that. So we're kind of where I've been at in the last 3 weeks is really kind of spending time looking back at the last year and what have we learned about how to do network marketing and technology. How to navigate this, this business grows faster than typical direct sales businesses because of it being tech and new and all this kind of stuff. And so what have we learned? What can we take from year one and vastly improve going into year two? And then it was perfect timing with Eric Worre's Recruiting Mastery event about a month ago. Like the professionals that came and spoke, the best of the best in the world. And I took ridiculous notes, and people joined in and we played it, and I watched it over again, and I'm like, okay, I know now what we need to do and do better going forward. So you guys, I'm just so excited. So thank you all for being on here. One of the biggest things that we're going to start to implement is a getting started process. A very duplicatable, and leaders on here that have been a part of these conversations in the past few weeks, please feel free to unmute yourself and add in as we go here. This definitely doesn't need to be just me talking, but just for the background noise, that's why I muted everyone out. So we've partnered together and created a really simple getting started process, because it doesn't matter if one of us can do things really well, that will not lead to a successful business. We have to be able to duplicate it. And that's where some of the stuff is. The getting started process has not been ideal. And part of that is because of what we've been doing. I mean, we're figuring this all out together, and it's been a constantly evolving process. So, but I think we have something pretty good. Pulled in a few people in the last couple of days, and everybody's kind of tag teaming on it. And I think we're all really excited about kind of going forward with this new process. So I'm going to share my screen to kind of walk you guys through a few things. And I know a lot of people have, we threw out the link to the welcome document. So you might have seen that already, but I just kind of want to walk through it. Okay, see my screen? Good? Okay, awesome. So in case you haven't seen it yet, this is going to be what everybody gets when they enroll on our team. And again, when I say our team, I mean Sam and I am below. We've briefly kind of shown Tanya this morning in her haze of sickness. She's like, wow, exciting, looks good, but had to go back to sleep. So at some point, we'll probably walk more through this, and they may choose to adopt it as well. But for now, this is just our group, just in case you're having a conversation with somebody outside of our team, they might not know what the heck you're talking about. So, and all of this is done through the Google Drive and Google Docs. So what's so awesome about that is we're gonna be able to edit on the fly. As things change, as we find things that, oh, you know what, I think we need to change this and tweak this to make this better, we can do that. So as long as you just have this link, you will always have the most up-to-date document. So basically, it's going to be welcoming the new team member to our team, into World Global Network, and stick to the very basics at first, because when we get people added into Strong Living and just throw them to the wolves, people get overwhelmed and like, where do I start? And all of a sudden they're trying to read everything rather than just focusing on getting their business started. So this kind of walks through that, the keys to the steps are the duplication. We want you to, make a contact list and launch your business first. And then once we do that, we're going to add you to Strong Living. Okay, so just a basic welcome email. You can send this out to email. You can send out to Messenger, however you're communicating with your new team member. And this will come from you as the sponsor. Okay, this won't be an upline leader thing. You enroll somebody, you send them this, like, so excited, here's some information to help you get started. And I also, so important, get on the phone. Okay, and so this is us basically getting on the phone with all you guys again. We're all restarting together. Katie and all that, we're just been talking like, yes, like fresh start, like brand new. We're going through it like, yeah, we enrolled yesterday and are really excited about that. So from here at the bottom, that you see this click here link, this will open up to the Fast Start Business Guide to then start to help them build their business. So that looks like this. Okay, and again, it's going to kind of recap a little bit about the first couple, how we try to teach, becoming team builder in 48 hours, and then the team developer in the first week. And I'm going to go through that a little bit more in detail, but that's on the top part here. A few extra helpful resources for that are the most common things that people come into right away, like, okay, I need help understanding the comp plan, or that's the common question, or what can you tell me better about, I need to understand the loyalty better. Those very common needed resources are right here at the beginning. And then that team developer bonus pool, because let's be real, that's really significant right now. Okay, and so the second page here, the first thing is going to be, it's not a live link right now, it will be by Monday, but it'll be click here and it'll be a video for people to watch. And we're gonna go through that together. That's the main thing that I wanna cover tonight. Because that's one other thing that we haven't done well is setting the right expectations to what it's gonna take to be successful. Not just here in world, but in this industry and just being in business for yourself in general. We need to set people up for success, and we are going to do that now. So there will be a video here that they can click through, and now we're going to go through that real quick. And I'm going to go through it from the perspective not of how it will actually be done, because I will record it as if I'm talking to the brand new team member. Okay, but as I go through it, I'm going to a little bit do that, but not cover everything, and I'm going to speak to you guys, like, since you've all been here already. So let me go through this here. All right. Okay. Oh, and I should also put out there, so a lot of this came from Travis Flaherty. So for those that don't know him, he is a grand president in our company, and he does a lot of, you'll see him on the World Business Overview or the World Orientation Training, and he's just really good. And a lot of us have kind of resonated with his leadership style and the way he just makes it very, very simple. So he had a getting started document that we've taken basically his and adopted it and made it fit within our team's framework and all that kind of stuff. So that's where I didn't start from scratch. I definitely have somebody that's very successful help as a guide to get started. So the first thing is that I really want to set the stage for who is behind our company. And having been around since February, I had the privilege of going to Thailand in May. And there isn't anything that can happen in this company other than Fabio coming up and saying, sorry, we're shutting the doors, we're done, that will get me to walk away and stop. Because I have such strong belief, because I was at that first convention, it was the first international convention, and I got to hear him speak to all of us, the first 2,000 people, and that obviously that fell to Thailand, but the first convention, and his story and where he's going with this and why it's so important. And so that's where I have such belief in this company. And then I haven't missed an event since. So that clue on events here, how significant they are. But I want to make sure you guys all understand who this man is. And I'm sure you've all seen a business overview, so you know what he did prior to World. He's just definitely a tech genius. But why the company switched, because this will be good in case you get in conversation with people too. And just to kind of have this background, it was a telecommunications company before. And his father, so he had a father that worked for the Italian government, and it was a diabetic. And, you know, they had dreams as a family, as when he retires, all the stuff they're going to do with their grandkids and their family's dreams. But as he got closer to retirement, the effects of the illness took over, and he, you know, he started going blind, and the circulation issues, and it just started completely affecting his quality of life. And, you know, I don't know if we have any diabetics on here, but the constantly having to prick the finger, just the quality of life impacted with somebody that has diabetes. And so as he got closer to retirement, I think it was the year he retired or the year after, he actually ended up passing away. So Fabio felt so incredibly helpless. He's like, here I am, I'm able to create this technology and the first touch screen in the world, but I can do nothing. I did nothing to stop this or to help him. And like a few weeks later, he was watching a movie, and there was this device called the Halo on it. And basically it was very futuristic. And what it did is if somebody got hurt, with the push of a button, this device would do a full body scan of all the systems and show what's going on. And it just planted that seed of, okay, I can do that. I need to create the ability to help people in this manner. So it's kind of where the dream all started. And since that time, he, you know, brought this company public in January of 2016. The stock, we've seen what the stock has done, and we're just getting started. And he has such vision. And so the blood sugar part is so important to him. He definitely wants to impact that quality of life again with the daily monitoring of the blood sugars, but just in general to be able to help people have an idea of what's going on inside. So I want everybody to have that background on why we're here and why this is so important. This work is so important. So at that point, then he created kind of this all-star corporate staff. So the company was around, but for all intents and purposes, everything is brand new other than him. He's the same CEO. So that's when he brought on Antonio De Rosa, which we know his background. And then not too long later also, Keith Halls joined the board of directors. And you may have heard, depending on how long you've been with us, you may have heard that name. We got to hear him speak at Jeremy Roma's Disrupt event this summer in Las Vegas. And basically he's like infamous in the industry of network marketing. He was one of the 6 initial founders of the Nu Skin, actually. Took it from a brand new company to over a $3 billion annual company. And he's created so much wealth and teachings in this industry because of what they were able to do. And that company is still booming today. So he was in retirement. And when he started getting word of this World Global Network and what we're doing and technology, and started like meeting with Fabio and like, so what are you doing? Because he's such a huge, you know, advocate of the industry. He decided, because of what we're doing, to come out of retirement and join our board of directors, because he feels, and he stood on stage and said this to, you know, we're still a small group then, what you guys are doing is going to change the game of network marketing. Like, this is insane. And I could not just sit on the sidelines and watch. So I'm on your board of directors now, and I'm excited for the future. So understanding the background and the bigger picture here of all that's coming together. And again, for some that have been with us longer, there's been challenges, of course, but you have to keep your mind's eye on the bigger picture and all that's going on behind it. So I want to kind of, again, frame that background. And the other thing here that I will say, and again in the presentation, is for people, be proud that you're a network marketing professional. Like, some people still hide behind that and like, no, I don't want to say that this is network marketing. Like, there will always be skeptics and people that naysayers to that. But as time goes on, like, this industry is going to grow more in the next 10 years than it did in the last 50 combined. And just being equipped with a few different facts, like it's a $186 billion industry last year alone and creates more millionaires than any other industry in the world. Like, just being equipped with some of those facts, but be proud that you are, because people are going to bed all the time praying for the need for solutions, because people are struggling, and we have a gift. We have a miracle in our mouth should we choose to use it. Okay. And even for people that have money, for a lot of people that aren't in this journey, that oftentimes that, you know, are doing very okay, they have no freaking time, because they have to work every day to create every dollar that they earn. So they have no time with their family. So even a lot of professionals that are making a lot of money are open to this. Okay. So background. The next thing is your why. And I know it's super cliche, but your why, and if it's not right now, you need to spend some time before we go on any farther thinking about it. Your why needs to, when you think about it, invoke all your emotions to the point that it almost makes you want to cry. Because that is what's going to get you to stick and stay through the trials of being an entrepreneur and owning your own business. Because that's what you have here. You have your own technology business. Okay? Define it, write it out, put pictures. I have mine right above me behind there. We talk about all the time, my husband and I. That's why it doesn't matter what the challenges are. If the device fell apart, in fact, it's not really charging. I gotta figure that out. It doesn't matter. Like, I will sit, because I know where this company is going. I know there's going to be challenges, and we will get through it. They're figuring it out, and we've come through so much, and we're now, like, it's just minute little challenges that we have. That's just part of being in business. Okay, so you have to absolutely understand your why and know it. And people that are successful here, they all have a strong why. Okay, so spend some time thinking about that, and just post it. Remind yourself all the time. So the days when you're having just because you're going to have them, that you can bring yourself back to your why you're going to get up the next day and do the same, still touch your business. So setting people up for the right expectations for this industry and, again, this business. It takes work. Nobody that's successful in network marketing has not worked their butt off. It is by no means a get-rich-quick scheme. And the thing is, the reason why most people, they say, oh, only a certain amount of people in the industry will make it, because only a certain amount of people are willing to do the work. Most people just aren't, okay? So no, it's gonna take some work. There's gonna be ups and downs. You're gonna have weeks where you are we enrolled 10 people, we had a $3,600 paycheck, it was amazing. And maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, maybe it was like $200. It was like nobody was working suddenly that week. So you're gonna have highs and lows. It's just the nature of the business. But you, again, having that why, that will give you the right to get through the low times. And it's how long you stay in the low that's going to ultimately impact your long-term success, because it comes down to your mindset. Understanding, okay, this is just one of those lulls, and what goes down must come up, and just having the right mindset about it. At the end of the day, success or failure is up to you. Okay, your upline, your sponsor, your leaders, you cannot blame anyone else for if you're going to be successful here. We are your guides. We are connecting you to resources. We will train you. But at the end of the day, you have to do the work. Okay, skilling up, commit to growing your skills. You, just like you couldn't, if you decided I'm going to be a realtor today, you are not going to go into tomorrow, why can't I sell a house? Why did I not sell a house my first week? Like, you have to learn the skills of how do you sell houses now. It's all, anything you do in business, you have to learn the set of skills. So just commit to learning. And you're going to, at first, you're not going to be very good, especially if you've never been in the industry before. I had been in it for 3 years, and my first conversations were terrible. But that's how you learn, okay? Work on inviting and prospecting and following up and navigating objections. And you, by pouring into the resources we have available to you, have available for you, that's how you learn it. You just have to plug into them, okay? Focus. We have a very unfocused world, so you have to commit to, again, it being a priority enough. So, I'm going to do this. I'm all in, where I'm going to rock my business and touch it every day. But then Game of Thrones starts in the new season, and that's a little more important. So try to be focused and create your time each day that you're going to work on it, and have the mental toughness. This industry takes grit. You're going to get told no more times than you're going to get told yes. The people that you thought were you're going to be your first enrollments and a shoe-in are going to tell you to go fly a kite. And people will also surprise you that you never thought in a million years would want to do this business, and they'll want to do it. So at the end of the day, just keep the mindset that I don't need to convince them. You are not in the convincing game, but they're not going to convince me either. I'm not going to let their attitude or negativity affect knowing what I know that I have here. So I'm not going to convince them, but they're not going to convince me either. So I think this is probably one of the most important slides of this, and it's commit to being here a year from now. Okay, you're going to put some effort in. Like I said, you're going to need to learn the skills of the industry. And in the beginning, and I hear this a lot, I've been putting in way more work than I'm making money for. That's business. You have to get out of the employee mindset. And then when you work for somebody, you get paid. This is your wage for every hour you work. That's not what it's like when you're in business for yourself. And you put way more time into it in the beginning, as, again, you're learning the skills, but you get drastically underpaid in the beginning to be dramatically overpaid in the future. Okay, you don't get paid here on what you do. You get paid here on what you start. So do things now that other people won't do, so you can live a life that other people never will be able to. Okay, again, divorce yourself from the results in year one. Okay, and these statistics next are on the industry in general. We've seen it move, some things move faster here, but everybody, for those that have moved faster, it's not because they were lucky. It's because they paid their dues prior to coming to World. Okay, so your first year is all about becoming competent in the business. Okay, you're going to earn where you learn. You're going to make a little bit of money. Some people will make more money. We made $50,000 our first year here. But I would not have done that had I not been in, or likely, had I not been, I've been in another company for 3 years. I've understood about diligent follow-up. I've figured out how to do that. I've kind of learned a little bit about prospecting people. And I'm relentless about personal development and professional development, okay? So you can't skip, there's no shortcut, okay? If you're coming here for the first time, just commit to learning the industry. Okay, and 3 to 5 years is typically on the average where people start to make some really meaningful, significant income. And in 7 years, that's that for people that have stuck it out and are consistent and continue to grow, work their business, and pour into themselves. In 7 years on average, a network marketer will be world class, okay, and making more money than any other career would give you. Again, those that stick with it and are consistent. And you are going to age 7 years regardless if you do this. You are going to be, if you're just decide to, you know what, I'm not meant for this, I'm going to stick out my traditional job, you're going to be there 7 years anyway. At 7 years, why not be world class at something and dramatically change your family's life? But you have to commit to the process and the growth. All right. So this is now a little bit on the stuff. I'm not going to break down so much for you guys because you would understand how to become a team builder. I will talk though, show people just how important it is that this process duplicates. So that's why we have this resource guide. And then I'm going to start to just go through the step by step for them. So going back to here, these next few slides walk through these 4 steps. So become team builder, become team developer. This is something that I really want to implement within our team. And I think actually Seville and Rachel from them on down are going to start to as well. There's a network marketer that's really been very, very successful named Brian Crothers. And he wrote this. I have a longer document I can share with you. It's called the 2-a-day phenomenon in network marketing. And it's how he's built multiple million-dollar businesses. And because it creates duplications, and it's so simple that everybody can do it. Not everybody will, because not everybody's willing to work, but it's very simple that it can duplicate. So it's just building 2 a day, okay? Obviously, we know the key to this business is exposing people to our product and our opportunity. So if we're not doing new exposures, our business is not going to grow. Agreed? Right? That's kind of common sense. Okay, so you have to continue to every day pique the interest of new prospects. So this 2 a day it's just that simple. Getting 2 people every day and committing to this to check out the 2-minute video. Just 2 people. If you can commit to doing 2 people every day and commit to 21 days at first, because it's after 21 days something becomes a habit. If it's just your part of your process and that's what you teach your new team members too, which they're going to get to hear about in this video that they watch when they first enroll. But we just talk about it. That's like, have you done your 2? It's just part of the culture. That can easily and quickly duplicate to a huge business. And the chart on the side here shows, okay, it's not just about you doing 2 a day. Then if you have 5 team members exposing their 2 a day, now we have 12 exposures a day. And at just a 5% commitment ratio, that's going to be 18 recruits in a month. Okay, and the chart there breaks down how that duplicates. Okay, and it's just by doing 2 a day. But the question is, will you? Is your willpower enough that you'll commit to just doing the 2 a day? Most people won't. And most people, if your life was dependent on it, I'm just seeing stuff in the chat here. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go read the chats after I'm done going through this, but love it. Love what I'm seeing. So if your life depended on doing 2 exposures a day, like you'd have it done by 9 a.m. Okay, so it just has to be, again, it comes back to that why. Okay, do you have enough desire to be successful here that you will commit to 2 a day every day? If not, maybe you need to ask yourself, is this really as important to me as these dreams, these things, my whys, is it as important to me as I said it is? Okay, so 2 a day. And of course that also comes to with following up with those two then and to answer questions, give them on a 3-way call, getting them to the business overview, that kind of thing. So you've got to follow the rest of the process as well. But just start with going back to your list. Okay, and we're all starting fresh with a new list. So it's your list of contacts in your warm net market that is going to continue to expand. It's maybe one of your 2 of the day is somebody you met online. You know, we're constantly meeting new people on social media. Maybe it's on LinkedIn. Maybe it's somebody you went to a local event in your community and you just started talking and, hey, what do you do? What do you do? Oh yeah, I'll send you a 2-minute video. Done. There's one. Somebody on a plane next to you. How often do we get in the conversation of what do you do? What do you do? Okay, your Uber driver. You should not ever get in a car with an Uber driver and not be sending a video. Like, they are a shoo-in to at least just watching the video. So it's just, again, having that mindset that this isn't hard to expose people to this 2-minute video. Okay, 2 a day. 2 a day, I will until, because my why is worth it. Go. Oh. And the key with that is consistency, obviously. You guys, I'd have so many conversations with people in the cold market. Like, that's kind of where I've been spending my time in the last 4 months or so. And how I've been doing it as of late is after they see the 7, the 3 and the 7, or just see the videos, I get on the phone with them. So having lots of conversations with people, just building rapport and, just creating that network and connection. And a lot of them have been in the industry before and we have the, oh, I see how this is so much different. I really want to give this a try, but I've tried so many. It just never worked out for me before. And then we dig into that. I can't let it go. We dig in. I'm like, so let's talk about that a little bit. When you say it's just never worked out for you before, if you were like honest with yourself, did you treat it like a business? Were you consistent and touch your business every day and just were like diligent about trying to grow it? Nobody has said yes yet. That nobody is consistent, but they expect their life to change. And then all of a sudden it's this industry, it doesn't work. So the key is consistency. Okay. Just 2 a day. Be consistent with it. And you will get better and better as you go with getting people with this consistency, with getting people to the business overviews, with getting people on 3-way calls. Okay. And then tracking it. I love this tracker, and they're in this document. There's a link to this tracker. If somebody, and I'm going to start implement this going forward, if somebody I'm on the team, I'm really struggling, the questions I'm going to ask are, how many people this week have you reached out to? How many have you got to the video? How many have you got to a business overview or a 3-way call? And if you use a system like this, that each day it'll help keep you accountable and you can see what you did for the week. But then we can really troubleshoot and break down, okay, so where do we need to skill up? Maybe you are phenomenal getting people to watch the video, but where the breakdown is, you can't get them past the business overview. So now let's dialogue on that. We have something we can work with. So I highly encourage you guys to track what you're doing. And I haven't been doing this, but I'm going to, because I'm excited for 2018 and I have the opportunity of a lifetime. So I am going to all hands on deck. I'm going to be using the system. I'm recreating my contact list, and I'm going through this starting from fresh, just like everybody else and just like our new team members. Okay. So skilling up, that's that point number 1. And how we do that, how you get better, is by pouring into the resources. People are programmed to be skeptical, so you have to learn the skill of building value. Dollars will follow the value, and you'll learn that again by plugging into the different things and getting your confidence growing. So getting on the Saturday World Orientation trainings, and I know that they're repeated, but at least plug into it or watch it later to at least hear the beginning, because there's always updates and there's a new presenter each time and they all do it a little differently. I learned something new from everyone, and it helps build your confidence. And if you hear it 20 times over, now it becomes like second nature, and you're able to, that's how I started being able to do the business overviews, because I just watched them so many times that now I have the confidence and I'm just as confident as them in selling it. So continue to do personal development, read GoPro, watch Rise of the Entrepreneur, get on the business overviews on Tuesdays that now have the new presenters every week, and they're the best in the industry doing them. Hear how they say it. You'll get fired up every time you watch them, and again, you'll become more confident yourself. Okay, and just continue to earn where you learn and pour into yourself. So the second step is to create your contact list. And that is the lifeblood of your business. And again, guilty, you guys, this is all about me as well. I had one when I first started, and that's how we kind of grew at first quickly. But then I got away from it. And I realized that that has had an actual significant negative impact on my business in the second half of the year, because I'm not continuing to add that, because that contact list should be always evolving and growing, because we constantly are meeting new people. And you're constantly, so on average in this industry, it takes 5 to 7 connections with somebody before they're ready to say, okay, I'm in, whether it's as a consumer or more often for a business partner, 5 to 7. But most people don't follow up after the first or second, and that's why you lose so many people. So when you have that contact list also, and you set yourself up, the follow-up, and can just kind of keep notes on where you're at, then you're going to see your enrollments go up as well. Okay, so creating a contact list, there is a memory jogger, there's a link to it, help you brainstorm everything. I've created an Excel document if you want to keep all of your notes in and keep your contacts in. If some people like pen and paper, it doesn't matter the way you do it. What matters is that you do it. Okay, so creating a contact list. And I like this also, set the deck in your favor. So surround yourself by positive people. One thing that I'm going to start doing is I'm like, okay, I want to surround myself by, uplifting entrepreneurs, motivated. We have something in our community called 1 Million Cups every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. It's all about us entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. I'm going to start attending that. That's great networking. And I'm surrounding myself with people that are the types of people I want to get in my business. So the third thing is then creating connections and conversations. So whether it's text messages, getting people on the phone, which people don't do enough, setting up coffee dates. That was another great talk that was in the at the Eric Worre event, is a couple that has built their business on the coffee shop interview, they call it. And it's just about every week they make sure they have set up a couple just in-person meetings with acquaintances, old friends, new friends that they've met, and just meet for coffee. And it's not about business. It's about being authentic and getting to know that person and just hearing. And then through that, you learn, do I have something to offer them or do I not? Either way, that's fine. But that at some point that conversation might come up again, where then they're like, you know what, I think that I have something that could serve you. Would you be open to taking a look at it? So that, and that's another thing I'm going to start implementing going forward. Every week, I have so many people that I've lost touch with. I'm going to go to coffee with no agenda other than to reconnect with a friend. And if our opportunity I find can serve them, great. I'll mention it, or later on, I'll come back and bring it up later. But I think that can be really powerful as well. So people's board of directors, that's who you're going to, it's just kind of what a term we use for the first people that you call. So the people you really want to launch your business with. Connected people, business people, inspiring, motivated individuals, that kind of thing. Okay, so social media, so huge. It runs and rules the world, and it's not going away. It's going to continue to get more and more significant. So, and it's a good thing. It allows us to connect with people globally without having to leave our home. Honestly, how did people do this before social media? That makes me want to vomit. I don't know if I can do it, because this is just so much easier because we have that platform. So just some quick tips. Again, there's going to be a link to a whole lot more in this document, but make sure your profile is your brand. So when you're connecting with people and they go and they're like, or maybe they see your live pops up in their newsfeed or something, and they go to check you out, when they get to your profile, what do they see? Okay, that's what people that maybe know you or don't know you well that's the first thing that they're going to see. So it's really good to have a nice photo of you, not your cat, as your profile picture, and then something that even as a cover photo, just be mindful of it. Your posts, being mindful of having good energy. I would try to stay away from like super sensitive things and negative, because people aren't going to want to join that in business. So being mindful of kind of what you're posting. Creating curiosity. So kind of a good ratio is 80-20, 80% on you, your brand, your family, whatever it is that you rep your identity on social media, and then 20% dripping in business. And we're going through the Eric Worre social media mastery stuff right now. And the biggest thing that he teaches is, creating curiosity and attraction marketing versus, hey, join my team, buy my product, blah, blah. It's just not effective. I mean, you might get one or two here and there, but, more sharing the benefits. So I really liked this suggestion. I think Travis said it. He had a team member that just when they first enrolled, they made a post. It was just a typed out post, and it was these words here. So I've just gotten involved with a new technology company. I believe in multiple streams of income. I've never been more excited about my future. If anyone is looking to add additional revenue streams, I'm happy to share. So that didn't say, hey, I've joined World Global Network. Here's my link. Go to my video. You know, it just like anybody seeing that, like they don't have time to like prejudge, or they don't have enough information to make an opinion. They're just, you know, like, well, I wouldn't mind additional revenue streams. And it sounded like he got, you know, quite a bit of interest there. It created that conversation, and you take that conversation then offline. Don't have that in the comments. You want people to have to reach out to you to get that information. So they can't form an opinion on little bits of information. You're giving them the full picture. So then a few days later or so, then do a Facebook Live. And I think that that Facebook Live is still impactful, sharing what you're excited about though. I mean, in this document, there is a link to what I recommend for your first Facebook Live. If you have not done that yet, check out that link, and it'll give you ideas for that and how to do a live event. Because I know that's one of the most intimidating things with social media, but it can be, Facebook definitely gives preference to live. So you're gonna get the most traction on people's news feeds. Okay, so as you're posting on social media, make sure you're staying compliant. If it's talking about the benefits that this device can do, or a story, if you're sharing something, because I just saw in Strong Living, that gal shared about her daughter and how she loves that it's monitoring her right after surgery. Like if she were to post that on her public page, she definitely needs to put a product disclosure on that. You want to stay compliant to protect your business. And if you're talking about any income claims, you need income disclosure on there as well. For some other tips, if you have anybody in your network that you really want in your business, or if you're, you know, say you met somebody in an event locally and you're like, oh, they would be so good. And you're like, hey, let's be Facebook friends, and you connect with each other. Interact with their stuff. Make yourself, I have a list of people that from my cold market that I've connected with now on social media that haven't enrolled yet, but we're building relationship. I make sure every week I go into their profiles and like something, comment on it. I engage with them. I shoot them a message just saying, hey, checking in. The more you do that, the more then when you post stuff, that's going to show up in their newsfeed, because it shows Facebook that you guys are actually friends. So the people you want to see your stuff interact with their posts, okay? Super important. When you do make a post, you want to promote engagement. So asking a question is good, because again, the more people that interact with the stuff you post, that's going to show Facebook too that they're your friends, and going to more put your stuff in people's news feeds. So if anybody likes your stuff or comments, make sure you're responding. Thanks for the reply. If you ask a question, keep engaging. I make sure and I go in and like a couple new things each day when I create a post, and all of a sudden I have new comments and likes the next day, because it's almost like it reboosts that post through people's news feeds. Using emojis can increase it being shown by 33%, which is crazy. Don't overdo it though, because then we just look like little kids. But throwing a few in there can be effective. When you go and friend somebody, because I hear a lot of people too go in and start to, oh, I'm going to friend up a bunch of people so I can create a connection with them and start to, talk about the business. As you hit friend request and they accept it, then in Messenger, say, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request, or dialogue with them. And I wouldn't hit them with a business opportunity off the bat. But again, that's going to help the Facebook algorithms if you interact with them right away. And then the last thing is about LinkedIn. For those that are using LinkedIn, don't connect with other world people, because now it's going to make you guys have the same connections, and we don't want to be talking to the same prospects. So if you're connected, because I've gotten quite a few connection requests from world people and I don't accept them, because I want you to be able to have your own network of people to talk to, and same for me. Okay, so just go in and you can just unconnect if you are right now, because a lot of people just don't know that. Okay, so kind of recapping, let the process build the value. So the biggest mistake, I think, is people say too much. Okay, people form an opinion again without having, it's not based on facts. So it's all about just sharing that 3-minute video. And then that's your only job. Let that do the explaining for you. So if you kind of picture a skeptic that you're reaching out to, like if you call them and you just vomit all over them, and I really want you in my business, I think you'd be great, the Helo does this, and they're going to just because they're already a skeptic, they're like, you're going to start to hear things like, yeah, no thanks, I'm not interested, I'm too busy, I don't have the money, that kind of thing. If you're hearing those things before people even see the video, you've said too much, okay? Because most people should be open to at least watching it in video. Okay, all you have to say is just, okay, if it's a friend or family member, come up. Hey, have you heard of the Helo? Or if it's a Facebook message, No. Oh my gosh. If I send you to a video, will you watch it? And I'll call you right after. No, who's going to say no to that? People are going to be like, I ain't watching anything you're sending me. You know, it's just so simple. They'll take a look at it and then you just follow back up. Okay. And if people start to ask you questions, just say, no, if I just try to explain it, I'll confuse you. So just watch the video and it does a way better job. Okay. And then follow up. So what'd you like best? What'd you like about it? What stood out to you? And some people, you know, maybe it's oh, that's kind of cool. Like I could see my mom totally benefiting from being able to know what her blood pressure is all the time or whatever. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. So let me ask you this. Are you making more money than you can spend right now? No. Are you open to making more money? Because there's a meeting tonight online and that this is actually a business opportunity as well. It'll show you all the information and details. If I send you the link, would you be able to jump on? Would you be open to jumping onto that? Okay, so you're not doing anything but getting them in front of the video. You're not saying too much at all. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you join at all. All that matters is that you take a look. I don't want you to a year from now be like, why didn't you tell me? Because I'm running with this, and this is going to change our life. Okay, again, it's your confidence in that. Yeah. So then after so getting them from the video to the webinar, the live webinar, and then also the 3-way call. The person doing the most 3-way calls wins the game. Honestly, you guys, it's that third-party edification, and you don't have to answer all the questions. You don't have to feel like you know it all. As you're getting to know the business, use your upline for 3-way calls. Okay. And when people see, like, if you can answer all the questions, then all of a sudden you're an expert, and then they feel like they have to be an expert too. So, do you mind if I just they ask? Okay. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So how do you get paid? So do you mind if I introduce you to my business partner? They've been doing it longer. They've had some success here, and if we can just jump on with them and they can answer the question, we can kind of learn together. That's how you get people on the 3-way calls. Okay, you definitely need to use us. And that, again, that third-party validation is so huge for people because they know you, they trust you, but to hear it from somebody else, sometimes you could say the same thing, but hearing it from somebody else is going to be more effective. So again, know your role. Your job is not to explain the Helo and now all that it does. Your job is not to explain the opportunity, to field questions. You don't need to sell your friends on the product or the opportunity. You only have one job, and that's to get people to say you've started a new business and invite them to watch the 3-minute video and follow up. Okay, that's the only thing you need to do. And then get them on the webinar and a 3-way call. Okay, so I'm not going to go through how to enroll somebody, not necessarily here, but the one thing I do want to mention, make sure that you're comfortable having the conversations of the family pack and the premium pack. Because I found a couple of times that, I have somebody that wants to enroll, but they're just going to come in with a single band. And then we get on, we do a 3-way call, and I explain, well, here's why we highly recommend it, how you're going to be able to take advantage of the comp plan better, and you're going to make money because of the duplication. You'll just make money faster with that. And to have a couple devices on hand, like they're for loved ones or to sell or just to as people enroll, like it's very helpful for your business. If you're not comfortable with that, pull in your upline to have that conversation until you are, because it's really to help people set them up for success. It's really important that at the end of the day, it's their choice, but they need to understand to make an educated decision on that for themselves. Okay. And then honestly, like to come into a technology business for $1,300 to $2,000, depending on the pack, it's not a lot of money to invest in a business, especially when you can sell the products and you have product for that. So it's just a one-time investment. So, and if you think it's expensive yourself, you're going to project that onto your person. So until you become confident about that, again, and it can be done through that 3-way call, the upline can help you navigate that conversation. So again, just duplicating the process. So you've enrolled your new team member. Now you just send them this welcome email, and they'll go through this video and get this process as well. And so the process will just duplicate, and people will be fully equipped to be able to do what they need to do. The support system's available to you. You guys, you have to stay plugged in. Like, you're not going to be able to know what's going on and keep up. And the belief is the key in this business. Okay. And all of this stuff is on that document, and we'll be able to change this as it goes, as these things change. But and everything that's done live through Facebook, it's recorded. So it's on Facebook. You can watch it if you work during the day, totally understand, and you can go back and get it at the end, but you have to stay plugged into the information. So on this document also, people will be able to click for the iPayout. I'm going to show you guys this Google Drive of resources available to you. And also I have a list of helpful videos and links. So and this is something that I'm going to say, you know, and really drive home on the video, but belief is so important. It is one of the keys to this business. In belief in yourself, I'm referring to here. Because if you don't believe in yourself, people aren't going to believe in you also and want to join you in business. So if you come in, you're just like, oh gosh, I don't know, I'm going to give this a try. It's kind of expensive and this whole network marketing thing. People aren't going to join that. That energy is going to be relayed when you're talking to people. So you have to build belief in yourself and in what we're doing here. And the only way to build that belief, if you don't have it, is to take actions, your daily routine, start doing the work and plug into the calls. That's the only thing that's going to give you that belief and that confidence, and get to the events. You have to get to the events. That's been one of the biggest keys. Is me going to Thailand is why I'm here and why we've been successful so far. Because I could stick through it. I had the belief, and I'm able to transfer that belief to people when I'm talking to them. Okay, plugging into everything, no matter what. At some point, if you can't get it on at all, because I know we can't get it all in live all the time. And then just your energy, your vibe attracts your tribe. So what kind of vibration are you putting out into the world? Are you on Monday mornings? Are you getting up and like, all right, it's Monday, you know, whether you have a full-time job and you're just working this in the evenings or lunch hours, or this is the job that you do. You know, today is the day. I'm gonna have some great conversations today. I'm gonna enroll a superstar today. Like, just having that positive mindset, that will attract people with this positive energy. That it's attraction. What you put out there is what's you're gonna find start being attracted to you. And this is why I'm so consumed with personal development. If you aren't willing to grow yourself, I might save you the heartache and just cut your losses, because you need to continue to work on yourself. You will continue to expand and grow. You have joined, this is a leadership program with a compensation plan attached. It truly, truly is. And the person you come out at the end of this will be completely different if you just take it and run with it. And it's a beautiful thing, especially because of who we have here. You guys, this doesn't compare. Like I said, I was in another company for 3 years before this. It doesn't even compare. The leadership and the mentorship and the training of what I've gotten in the last 10 months here, it can not even compare to what I had in 3 years in my previous company. So take advantage of that. I think it's one of the biggest, besides the product and the opportunity, it's a huge blessing and benefit to what we do. So start programming your mind to dream bigger, believe bigger, read the GoPro, plug in stuff on your drive. I always have stuff playing in my car. If I'm kiddos, Kaden, before she went to Vegas, she knew who Ramoncio Folger was, because she's heard him in the car on the way to school so much. I'm constantly, if I'm in the shower, not in the shower, but getting ready, if I'm folding clothes, like I have something that I'm listening to. I'm constantly keeping my mind right, because this is so all about mindset. Okay. All right, I think that's the last slide of this. So that is that. I'm going to go back to the getting started document and show you guys a couple things and then open it up for questions. So I basically walk through all this. Again, this video, it'll be me talking to the new prospect, will be right here. So they'll get that information to get started. If they click here, social media posting tips, there's social media graphics. Again, that stuff about a link right to the application form, the welcome letter then for them to send to their first new teammates right there. Some miscellaneous stuff. Katie's creating us a video here about once they get their product to make sure they calibrate it. You guys, we have to make sure we are telling our new team members to calibrate their devices, because people are getting it, not doing that, and thinking it's not working, but they just haven't set it up properly. So that will be right there too. But in case some people won't ever look at this, we have to make sure we connect with them and do that as well. And then here's all that information. So this Google Drive will link you to this, basically, okay? And you guys can save this link. It's a resource place for you. So there's business tools here, everything that came out of Thailand, the income and product disclosures, the most recent, all the business overview slides just got updated, the application, stuff on the comp plan, all these getting started documents, and then all the graphics here. This is I'll continue to add to this and grow this as well. So just know you always have this place that you can come to, because some people are like, where do I save things? How do I, there's stuff everywhere. Where do I put it all together at? So that's that. I think that might be it. I want to just throw through. Okay. I am going to take it off mute now. Stop sharing. Holy lots of information. I hope I didn't put anyone into overwhelm. Let me put